I came to South Shore this morning to meet Craig Officer, who has lived in and restored this beautiful prairie house by John Van Bergen, built in 1915. Craig, you've had it for, I think, 18 years.
18 years.
And it looks as if you have loved it that whole time.
We have. We've enjoyed living here, and it's been a labor of love.
Tell me about a little of what you've done. We'll go in and look.
Well, from the outside, first we did a lot of replacement of rotted woodwork all around the house, top and bottom. We did a new roof, we did a new driveway and garage.
And this driveway we saw in the back, we will see in the back, doubles as a patio, which is smart.
Yes. And we did exposed aggregates, so it looked old and wouldn't have that harsh gray color.
Right.
So.
Suits the house. Great. Well, let's go in and see some of what you've done there.
Okay.
Come into a real prairie room with the banding around just below the ceiling,
yes.
and this partition, which is a bookcase on one side and on this side creates
the angle nook. Uh-huh.
That's terrific. Now, how much did you have to do to get this room back looking the way it does? Was this painted? Did you have to scrub real hard? What did it look like?
Had to scrub the fireplace.
Yeah?
It was very dirty. And that was one of the very first things we did. And then ultimately we restored the plaster and painted in here. Everything had been white when we bought the house.
Everything including all the wood trim?
No, the trim miraculously had never been painted.
All this trim had been respected for what? You moved in when the house was...
It was 80 years old.
And people had left it alone?
Had left it alone.
I wonder why that would be. You were what did you tell me? You were the fifth owners?
Yes. I think it was just luck. No one ever sabotaged it, so to speak.
Knock wood. That's terrific, because this could have been an enormous restoration job.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Now, I think what you told me is the one thing you have changed is the kitchen. How much did you do? And this took some approval by the Landmarks Commission,
yes,
I think?
I showed them everything that we wanted to do, what my partner Eric Norris and I wanted to do, and they approved it handily, and we literally gutted it down to the studs.
Oh, that's terrific.
And rebuilt it.
But you made something that's sympathetic to the house. You've got the nice earth tone tile, the red clay tile, and the sink positioned exactly so you have a good view out into your garden.
That's correct.
That's great. It's nice. I was surprised when I first saw it because I thought it would be a much smaller servant's kitchen, essentially. But it actually has enough room to be a real live kitchen.
Yes, it's actually an eat-in kitchen.
Oh, that's great.
So.
And it feeds into the dining room where you did a fair amount of work. I think you have a replacement light fixture.
We do. We still have possession of the original, which is one of these, which is a Van Bergen design.
These two in the living room?
Yes. However, for dining, it's not the right kind of light. So we saw this and had to have it, and everyone seems to love it.
And the dining room looks out, almost everything does, out into this nice garden you've created.
Yes, it does.
But it really does feel like a natural space.
Well, as you know, Prairie architecture was combining nature with the architecture. It was just one giant living concept, and that was done here. Well, I always feel like nature is in the house as well.
Yeah, and here on this back porch, right, or this front porch,
yes,
you really have that concept. I'm not going to try to open the doors. I know you will, but this is where we really have nature and architecture working together.
Well, these are double French doors. I'll just open half of it, but these actually completely open up.
Oh, wow.
Into
terrific.
The porch.
So we're still sheltered. It's a real prairie porch. We're sheltered,
yes.
We're inside the architecture, but the garden is coming right in at us.
That's right.
Wow.
With exposure on three sides.
Terrific. And the hammered stucco of the rest of the exterior? Great. Terrific.
And you have access from the dining room as well.
Boy, so you can really open up and have flow through these three.
Beautiful flow.
Oh, terrific.
It's a very contemporary concept, actually, as far as floor plans are concerned. This is what people want now, and we had it.
Isn't that nice?
1915.
It was nice of them to anticipate that. Oh, great. Should we go upstairs and look at the bedrooms? As we come up the stairs, I notice that we are daylit by these very tall windows in the stairwell.
Yes, these are a Van Bergen trademark. My understanding is he always did those in a two-story space.
And what's interesting about the windows that I didn't point out downstairs, these are all original. There's not colored glass in them. People might expect the sort of Wright.
There's no stained glass, but there's, on the average window, there's 18 pieces.
And you've probably worked with those in restoration. Wow. Now up here you have 4 bedrooms, right?
We do.
One was originally used as a sewing room.
That's correct.
And then as we come to the master, we get to this is sort of a separation space of...
It's called the dressing room.
Yeah. And it has a sink. It's not a full bath.
It has a shaving sink, which was the master's sink.
The master's sink. And a big armoire. I mean, we've got a lot of clothing storage for an older house.
Yes,
that really is unusual.
There's a lot of storage in this house.
In the other 3 bedrooms, we have 2 that are large and 1 that's small. One we mentioned was the sewing room.
Right.
And then we come into this one, which is a little more sort of nestled into the top of the house.
Yes, it's a little more intimate. It's not as large as the other bedrooms, but you have exposure on 3 sides. You get light all day long, and in the evening, you can lie in bed and watch the moon move across the sky. It's really nice.